So the problem is your drinking water tastes like crap. NU Aqua is here to fix that. They sent us out this filter. We're gonna unbox it and we're actually gonna replace the old and broken down water filter that's in my kitchen sink with this guy. So we're gonna walk you through the whole process. This is totally something that you can do over a weekend. Your satisfaction, look at that. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. They put it right there on the inside of the box. How awesome is that? Got some instructions. We don't need those. What do we got here? All kinds of fun stuff. Filter wrench. Tear open. All right, so we have some small tubular fittings here. Some of these I recognize, some of these I don't. This we're probably actually not going to use. I have a shutoff under my sink dedicated just for a water filter. This would be used if you don't have that shutoff. You could screw this down onto your supply stop. Your kitchen sink supply line would screw down onto the top of this, and then it gives you an extra little shutoff here for your water filter. Looks like we have a couple of other fittings here that I'm sure those instructions that we just threw away would tell us where they go. These are probably going to be some sanitization tablets. Look at here, we have a total dissolved solids meter, a TDS meter. I've never seen a filter assembly come with one of these things. This is pretty cool. Dang it, we're gonna have to read the instructions. We got a lot of stuff in here that I've never seen before. Like this guy here. I don't know what this guy does. We're gonna find out. And this is going to be a drain assembly, again, because I already have a filter. It's already piped into the kitchen drain assembly. So if you didn't have a filter existing and you were adding one, you would drill a hole in the kitchen drain line above the P-trap. You would clamp this on there. So we'll kind of walk you through what you would do if you weren't replacing a filter like we are. And then we have a whole bunch of different multicolored tubing. All of these tubes have a very specific purpose. There is a reason they are all different colors. And a lot of times they're different sizes too. So we'll go into the purpose for all of these. Here is one of the filters. Pretty sweet. We're gonna figure out what that does here in a minute. And here is our filtered water faucet assembly. A lot of times these are called a Watchman faucet. Here's all the installation and mounting hardware for it. Like I say, a lot of times these are called a Watchman faucet. It's going to replace the old faucet over here. Like I said, this guy doesn't work. It's been turned off. So it's gonna replace this assembly here, and we'll get a nice new faucet assembly. Can't believe I'm actually gonna have to read instructions. More instructions on here. Better not dispose of that. That was only one box. Let's keep going. More filter canisters. Filters and filter canisters. Another filter and filter canister. And another filter and canister. More filters. So, we have 5 filters on this thing. We've got 2 here, we've got 3 here. I'm not a chemist, I'm not a scientist, I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what each one of these filters does in great detail. But what I do know is that nasty tasty drinking water goes into this thing and really good tasting water comes out of it. That's what I do know, and that's really all you care about too. Let's get on with it. Last but not least, we have the storage tank. this guy here, so there is a rubber bladder inside this tank, and as filtered water is created through this assembly and then your house's water pressure pushes that filtered water, it actually pushes it into here and it squeezes down on this rubber bladder. Whenever you go open up this faucet, that bladder then pushes all that water back out of this tank and out of the faucet. Basically, these filter assemblies, they can only produce so much water at a given time. They can't produce it fast enough for you to fill a glass with it. Because of that, we have a storage tank so that it can produce water over 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever and store that water, and then whenever you need it, the water will come out of this tank and out of this faucet. Because there is a rubber bladder inside this tank, and that rubber bladder gets compressed as water pressure starts squeezing down on that bladder. And then whenever you go turn the faucet on, that bladder is now allowed to expand and push the water back out of the tank and out of your faucet. Before we get started with all this, we need to get all of the junk out from under the sink and get the old filter assembly out. And once we get all that out, we've got a blank slate to work with and we can start getting this thing installed. Ugh.